speak to the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation. They're calling for upscaling of programs for psychosocial well-being of children and safer schools. We're speaking to Melanie Spencer, who's the Chief Operations Officer at the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation. Good evening, Melanie, and welcome.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. So, very, very important conversation, psychosocial well-being of children and safer schools. Talk to us about that.
Yes, thank you. So psychosocial support is support that's given by professionals, by either social workers or at a more junior level, you get child and youth care workers. So these are workers who are trained in the field, and they really address the very challenging and serious difficulties that our children in the country face. Things like violence, abuse, neglect, bullying, gangsterism, substance abuse, as well as teenage pregnancy. So they're trained to be able to, deal with the cases, go into the homes, speak to the families, resolve the issues, bring about change.
And then you see vulnerabilities of children in schools, and this includes these issues that you're talking about, bullying and others.
Yes. I mean, we see that, we see the cases in the media a lot, and obviously in our work that we do at Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation. So we work in education and in small business development, and we work in over 600 schools together with other partners that support the program. So we have seen these vulnerabilities for some time, for many years. Our foundation, the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation, is 20 years old. So we've seen these challenges, increasing. And then we took action to develop a model to deal with it, which we've implemented over 5 years in the Free State. And we have now we've got an evidence-based model. We've evaluated it. It's worked really well in the community where we worked in Botshabelo in the Free State. And it really addressed all of these issues really well, and has solved many of the challenges for the children.
It generally gets sad when you look at abuse, bullying, gangsterism, alcohol, and substance abuse, teenage pregnancy, and all those social ills that they are easily microcosm of the society that such a school is found in, and so on. What solutions can be sought? Obviously, it will be engaging of the community as well.
Investing of the community.
Engaging the community as well to be part of the solution. Yes.
Oh, no, absolutely. So, of course, one has to, get the buy-in and the support from the community. So, I mean, in terms of our program, we operate at the school level. So we're not out in the broader community in a community hall or anything. We actually operate from the school because the children come to the school every day, and that's where the educators can pick up that there are problems. They can see the children are suffering. Obviously, they see the violence, the gangsterism, and then something needs to be done about it. The challenge is that educators are not social workers, so they're trained to educate. So they're not trained in this, and so they struggle, and then they won't find a solution. So the solutions are to bring in ideally a social worker to each school, as well as a child and youth care worker, who then the children know I'm having difficulties, and then they get to know that I can go and speak to this person. Then they know they can trust the person. The person will then, do what's needed, and get in touch with their families, go and do visits, and really help them to solve the problems. Okay. So that's where our challenge is in the country, is that we don't have those professionals available in the schools. And recently, the Department of Social Work, government is aware of it. They support this. They just don't have the funds to bring any people into the schools. So that's where we need to bring as business and individuals be able to commit to programs like ours and others, where you can make these resources and people available in the schools to the community.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. Good evening to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening. That is Melanie Spencer, Chief Operations Officer at the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation.